So we're going to do complementary and supplementary angles today. So two key words that we definitely should highlight, make note of. Complementary angles are any two angles whose measures add up to 90 degrees. Right? The second angle pair that we've got here are supplementary angles. Okay, so that's any, again, two angles, but now what they add up to be is going to be different. We're going to go a little higher here. We're going to say 180 degrees. Okay. So I take a look here, right? Examples of complementary angles. I can see that angle G and angle J are complements. How do I know that, right? Well, add them up. 55 plus 35 gets me 90. So angle G and angle J are what we say complementary. Second set here, you gotta be a little bit more careful, right? We do have two angles here that are complementary. First one would be PQR, and then the second angle would be RQS. Right? I can see that those two add up to be 90 degrees. So angle PQR and angle RQS are complementary. Double check supplementary angles here. All right, same deal, except supplementary again. Remind yourself that's adding up to 180. So angle B, angle E. Let's double check. 125 plus 55. Do I get 180? I do. So angle B and angle E are supplementary. Taking a look at our next one here, right? 110 and 70. Double check our addition. Oops. We do get 180. But what are the two angles here? All right, we got to be a little careful. We got HKI and IKJ. So when I write this out, I'm going to say angle HJI and angle IKJ are supplementary. Okay, so you're not going to only identify them, right? You're going to have to find measures using the pieces of information here. So, first example here, what is the measure of angle FWL? So if it helps, right, highlight FWL. Oh, a box is labeled there. Remember, the box means 90 degrees. So that one was pretty easy. All right, what's the measure of FWR? So let me get rid of this highlight. We need F to W to R. Right, so this one goes back to angle addition postulate. I'm going to add up those two numbers. 80 plus 55 gets me 135. So 135, that's our answer for this next one. All right, we've got what is the measure of angle FWS? So F to W to S. I've got a couple angles here. I've got this angle, EWS, LWE, and FWL. Right? Still use the angle addition postulate here. All I'm going to do is just going to take 90 plus 35 plus 10. That gets us 135. So most of those problems there were from last couple of topics, right, from last week, angle addition postulate. These next examples are going to go into what we were going over today, right? Name two pairs of complementary angles. Okay, so two pairs. I need two sets of angles, each set adding up to be 90 degrees. All right, take a look at the picture. Are there two angles that I can pick out that I know add up to 90? Good. The 80 and the 10. So, but we got to name them properly. OWR and EWS. So, angle OWR and angle EWS. Now it says two pairs. So now I have to look back at the picture and find another set of angles that add up to be 90. Take a look. Good. 55 and 35. Again, we got to take a look and be careful. Right? We got to name those angles properly. If you give me the measure, you're not naming the angle. OWF and LWE. So the other pair is OWF, so angle OWF and angle LWE. Number two, name a pair of non-adjacent complementary angles. Right? Non-adjacent means, right, they cannot share a side. They might share a vertex. Right? That's what non-adjacent means. All right. And they got to be complementary, so they got to add up to be 90. Well, both examples from the previous one work. Right? Because if I take a look at angles, well, let's take a look at which one's highlighted now. OWF and LWE, they don't share a side. They do share the vertex, but they don't share a side. So we're okay here. We can say, we can just copy our result from the previous one and paste it for the next one. Next question. All right, name a pair of adjacent supplementary angles. So again, if you need to remember adjacent, they have to share a side and share a vertex. All right. And let's clean up this picture a little bit. All right. Okay, well, if they have to be supplementary, that means they have to add up to 180. So the two sides, I know, have to add up to be a straight line. And the only straight line in the picture is line OE. All right, so let's pick this apart. I can say OWS is one angle, and then the second angle could be SWE. Right? They're both adjacent. They share the side, WS, and they both have W as their vertex. So those are adjacent angles. Let's write those down. The next question says, find the measure of the angle that is complementary to LWE. All right, go back to this picture, highlight angle LWE. Turns out that that is 35 degrees. Well, we figured that out earlier. What angles complement to it? A 55-degree angle. So angle OWF would be its complement. All right, probably with a little bit more words here, right? Angles A and B are complementary angles. Key word, complementary, right? Circle it. Other pieces of information, some facts. Angle A is X, angle B is 5X. All right, and I know they're complementary. So that basically means they add up to be 90. Angle A plus angle B should equal 90. I know angle A is X, angle B is 5X. They sum to 90. 6x equals 90. Divide by 6. X equals 15. Let me shrink that down a bit. Oops, left my equal sign. I'll write a new one. There we go. So x equals 15. Last fact, if two angles form a linear pair, then they are supplementary. All right, so reading this problem, measure of angle 1 is 57. That's a fact. I'm going to circle it. And they form, angles 1 and 2 form a linear pair. That's another fact, so I'm going to circle that. We need to find the measure of angle 2, so I'm going to underline that. All right. Well, if they form a linear pair, that means they're supplementary, which then means they add up to be 180 degrees. So angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 should be 180. Well, I know angle 1 is 57. Substitute it in, subtract 57 from both sides. Measure of angle 2 equals 123 degrees. All right. So, assignment for tonight, page 119 to 120, 13 to 31 odd, 32 and 37. Get it done. Maybe you have a little treat tomorrow when I come back.